Finally, new rule: Melania Trump must do what dozens of buildings around the world have done and take the Trump name off. So far, yes, Melania. It's not anti-feminist to say that in addition to doing everything men can do intellectually, women also have another power. The power of the ultimatum. So Melania Trump has been in the news a lot lately. I was talking about her in the monologue, and she's on the cover of Us Weekly with this cover, my side of the story. But they left out my favorite feature in Us Weekly, which is the 25 things you don't know about me. Do you read?
Imagine Trump in a garbage truck, honking and yelling like a toddler. Sounds crazy, right? Well, buckle up, because that's exactly what happened after Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Maher roasted Melania.
25 things you didn't know about Melania. In Slovenia, I was a catalog model, which is what you call a model you order out of a catalog. I have no first language. I hope I inspire little girls everywhere to marry for money. Every time I look at my husband, I'm reminded of the Slovenian national dish. a fat, greasy sausage filled with cheese. So far, over a dozen Republican candidates tried to stop Trump and couldn't. Hillary couldn't. Never Trumpers couldn't. Mueller couldn't. Is there anyone left who can check Donald Trump?
Trump lost his marbles over some jokes about his wife's spa visits and their happy marriage. Now he's driving around in a smelly truck, proving he can't take a joke. Talk about a trashy response. Before we move on, I'd like to ask you a small favor. If you appreciate this content, please take a second to like this video and subscribe to the channel. Over 98% of you watch the videos without subscribing. It costs you nothing, but it makes a huge difference to us. So did you click the subscribe button? Great, thank you so much. Now back to the video.
You know you wanna. Your unhappiness is obvious. You despise his creepy little monkey fingers touching your hand. Maybe he would implode on his own. Maybe it falls to you now, Melania. You can end this reign of terror, and all you have to do is channel your inner Taylor Swift and walk out the door. So kick him to the curb, slap away that hand for good. No more public embarrassment.
The comedy world's been having a field day with Trump and Melania's relationship, and boy, did Jimmy Kimmel and Bill Maher bring the heat. These late-night jokesters teamed up to serve some spicy zingers about our former president's marital bliss, or lack thereof. Kimmel kicked things off by poking fun at Melania's frequent spa visits. He quipped, "I heard Melania has been spending a lot of time at the spa lately. Apparently it takes a lot of work to maintain that I'm not really here look." Ouch! Looks like someone's been practicing their disappearing act. But Maher wasn't about to let Kimmel have all the fun. He cranked up the heat by suggesting Melania should pack her bags and hit the road. Your unhappiness is obvious, Maher joked, addressing Melania directly.
Jerry, you're married to the man who runs Fox News. You're married to the man who made Brexit happen. Because there's another former model who's also married to a super-rich Republican monster, Mrs. Rupert Murdoch, Jerry Hall. And you two have a lot in common. Your husbands are ruining the world. The man who got Trump elected and keeps his base ignorant. The man who killed Australia's carbon tax. I know he's rich, but is it worth Western civilization? You used to be married to Mick Jagger, and now you're married to a guy who looks like Keith Richards let himself go.
Just tell him I'm leaving you and I'm taking our child. Talk about a low blow. Poor Barron's probably wondering why he got dragged into this mess. Not to be outdone, Kimmel came back swinging with a jab about Melania's potential literary aspirations. He joked about her writing a tell-all book called 50 Shades of Orange: My Life with Donald. Now that's a bestseller I'd love to see. Can you imagine the chapter titles?
I think it would be the Republican nominee for president dancing to the song YMCA in a garbage man costume. Like a 4-year-old who wants to wear his costume to school. And I have to say, if there is a single image that we will look back on and say this defines what America was going through in 2024. You do it. It's It's easy to do. You just do it like this. And that vest will come in handy when he's on the side of the highway picking up trash with the other inmates.
The art of the silent treatment, or how to smile without really smiling. Maher, always ready with a zinger, speculated that Melania could single-handedly bring down Trump's presidency just by walking out on him. Imagine how nuts he would go if he had to see her in the press all the time, Maher mused. It's like a political soap opera, the bold and the bankrupted.
East Coast, they like being called Hispanics, you know this? On the West Coast, they like being called Latino.
Of course, the reason Trump is a cosplay garbage man this week is to try to distract us from the backlash he's getting from the Puerto Rican community. He had a lot of trouble finding a venue because he still owes that city $445,000 from the last time his circus came to town. He stiffed them when he left.
As the jokes piled up, you could almost hear Trump's Twitter fingers twitching. It's like watching a volcano about to erupt, but instead of lava, it's all caps tweets and misspelled words. And boy, did he blow his top. Trump went on a late-night Twitter rampage calling America a garbage can. Real classy, Mr. President. Nothing says I can take a joke like insulting an entire nation. But wait, there's more. Trump wasn't done with his trashy tantrum. Rumor has it he took his garbage metaphor to a whole new level. What's next? Is he gonna rent a garbage truck and drive it around town? Oh wait, he actually did that? Well, I guess when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. When life gives you garbage jokes, you rent a garbage truck. Well, folks, it looks like Trump took that garbage truck joke and ran with it, right into the nearest sanitation depot. Our former president, not content with just tweeting his trash talk, decided to take his tantrum to the streets in the most literal way possible. Picture this. Donald Trump, still fuming from the late-night roasts, squeezes his ample frame into a safety vest that's clearly seen better days. He's about as comfortable as a cat in a bathtub, but hey, when you're on a mission to clean up your image, sacrifices must be made, right? So there he is, the man who once lived in a golden tower, now perched behind the wheel of a rented garbage truck. And because subtlety is his middle name, right after John, he slaps his name on the side in big, bold letters. Nothing says presidential quite like your name on the side of a dumpster on wheels, eh? But wait, it gets better. As Trump rumbles down the streets, thinking he's making America clean again, the comedy world is having a field day. It's like Christmas came early for late-night hosts. Stephen Colbert, never one to miss a beat, quips, "Trump driving a garbage truck? Talk about taking your work home." Ouch, Steven, that's gotta sting. Seth Meyers joins the fray, delivering a zinger that hits right where it hurts. When your presidency is garbage, you might as well embrace it. And Jimmy Fallon, not to be outdone, suggests Trump's new slogan, "Make America Clean Again." Who knew trash could be such comedy gold? Meanwhile, Trump's team is suspiciously quiet. It's almost as if they're having a hard time justifying why a former president is moonlighting as a garbage collector. Go figure. But here's the kicker. Trump's little stunt meant to clean up his image ends up backfiring spectacularly. Instead of deflecting the jokes about his marriage, he's now the butt of even more comedic material. It's like he took a bad situation and somehow managed to make it worse. Who knew that was even possible? Trump's meltdown over a few jokes shows he's got skin thinner than dollar store toilet paper. But hey, at least he's consistent. Consistently ridiculous, that is. While the orange turd throws his tantrum, comedians and celebs are teaming up like the Avengers of political humor. They're turning laughter into a superpower, making it hard for anyone to take Grumpy Trumpy seriously. Studies show that when we're busy laughing at politicians, we're less likely to fear them. It's like comedy kryptonite for wannabe dictators. And those Latino celebs? They're not just sitting pretty, they're using their star power to light a fire under their fans' butts, getting them fired up about voting and stuff. Bad Bunny and J-Lo aren't just selling albums, they're selling democracy too. Looks like the only wall Trump managed to build was between himself and reality. And let's be real, that wall's about as sturdy as his hairdo in a windstorm. So while Donnie Diapers plays with his toy truck, the rest of us are getting ready to take out the real garbage in the next election. Who knew trash talk could be so productive?